I'm really happy to have this guy on our show. He is an absolute television legend. I watched him growing up. You've watched him growing up. For 32 years, our first guest has given away $250 million, 7,000 cars, and enough furniture to fill every home in America on the longest-running game show in television history, The Price is Right. And this Saturday, he celebrates his 80th birthday in a primetime special. Please welcome the legendary Bob Barker. Barker. You know, it must just be, I can't even imagine what it's like to be you, to be so blessed to celebrate your 80th in front of the whole country, to have generations of love from millions of people, from the grandparents to the kids to the babies. Everyone loves Bob Barker.
Well, maybe I should have run for governor.
Maybe.
Thank you, Wayne. I'm very flattered.
No, it's wonderful to have you here. Now, like I said in my introduction, The Price is Right is the longest-running game show in TV history. What do you think is the secret?
Well, my agent says it's the host.
Smart man.
But in truth, I think it all begins with the basic premise of the show. Mm-hmm. Everything we do is based on prices.
Right.
And everyone identifies with prices.
Oh, yeah.
And every game show is trying to get viewer involvement. Well, we get it to the nth degree. When we bring out a piano and someone bids on it, you might think, gee, that's a bad bid. Or, oh, that's a good bid. Or, I would have done this, or I would have bid that. But whatever you're thinking, you're involved. Right. And that's what we want. And I think it begins with that. Beyond that, we have 70-plus games that we rotate, so we keep you interested.
No, my favorite game is?
What?
Is I just blanked on the name, but it's the guy.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a kid, I would put boxes on the floor, and I would make my mom watch me, and I'd stand next to the box of this and go, and she would have to watch me do that.
That game is called Cliffhanger.
Yes.
And surprisingly, that is one of the most popular games on the show. And the way you yodeled just then reminds me that one time the music would not play. We couldn't get the yodel.
Right.
And so I called on the audience, and they did it remarkably well. They really did.
See, I wonder if we could do the same thing
Let's
here.
Do it.
You guys do the yodel? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Now, I must confess, this is the different audience.
Yeah.
And that's a different sound.
Yeah. This is the cast of Sound of Music. Now, the Guinness Book of World Records has named you, and I want to get this right, television's most durable performer, and you won 15 Emmys, and this is your 32nd year hosting.
That's it.
All of those honors. And look, we actually have a picture of you.
Look back. Look. Yeah.
Is that from your first season?
I was so cute then.
Look at you. You know what I always wondered about back in the day? You guys had the great big magic wand microphones. Now,
oh, yes.
Why were they so big? So that in case someone in the third row said something, you go, come on down.
If you were sitting here and you had a microphone like that, you could talk with this young lady in the red coat right here. You see, no problem.
What do you think of a lot of the game shows now that are game/reality shows? That, yeah, you can win a car, but you have to eat a carp first.
Right. What do I think of them?
Yeah.
I try not to think of them.
Good man. Good answer. Do you remember the very first car that you ever gave away?
The first car on Price is Right?
Mm-hmm, the very first one.
It was a Chevrolet Vega, which they no longer make.
And look, we have a color. Look at that.
Hey, there it is.
We have pictures for everything.
Well, that's wonderful. That's great. But I think that car was $2,729 or $59, something like that.
You can't get a car for that unless it goes...
Well, that you could then. But now we started in 1972, and we had cars with 2 as the first number in the price. Then it was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we had to remodel a lot of our props to accommodate 5 numbers because all the cars are $10,000 plus now.
Right.
And then they try to tell us there's no inflation.
Yeah. But I'm not listening. No,
we know better.
Yes, sir. Hey, folks, we have more with Mr. Bob Barker as soon as we come back. Come back.
Still to come, Bob Barker plays a game as the contestant for the first time ever.